a prophet walking in the flesh, rather riding in the flesh, bid his horse so bad divinity had to come down from heaven and intervene. The horse was meant to be able to speak, and this is what he asked. When have I not obeyed and done what you willed? Ladies and gentlemen, the preacher is Arnold Kasindambare, and the sermon I will no longer preach would have been the best background for the topic we're about to debate, and it reads, the young people of today, the horse or the rider in today's development. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic before you is not a literal one, but a metaphorical one. And thus, I have to begin by redefining and rephrasing everything so that you understand what it is that we're really debating upon. Now, the relationship between a horse and a rider is that of position or of roles. The position of the rider determines the direction, the pace or the speed, and the management of resources, including time and even food. Now, ladies and gentlemen, having defined the key area of the metaphor, the redefined and rephrased motion would read, the economically active people of the ages between 18 and 30 have no control of the processes that bring about progress and growth, that is, development. Now, the motion begins the young people of today, which highlights a need to understand what it is peculiar about them. They are educated and they are informed, and they are in a world that is advanced so much technologically, but are technologically literate, better than the rest of the population. They are innovative and they are entrepreneurial. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this would put us in a position where we would get to believe that probably the young people would have to be the riders, yet they are the horses. That is what we are evaluating and validating before you, that the young people descriptively are the horses, for our motion is not a prescriptive topic. Ladies and gentlemen, because of adultism, a predisposition towards adults, because of power hoarding by people who have been in power, probably the elderly, who do not want to let go of the reins of power because of benefits, and because of tokenism, an element where the one in power has got an agenda to achieve. They say they want our input and even our effort in achieving things, but they do what they intended to do in the first place without considering our input. And then they call us in front of the cameras. We have the young people here, so it is for the young people. What then do we have? We have young people in the reality that they are horses. They are not the ones defining the vision, and even in implementation, sometimes they may even do the work but have no credit because they are, metaphorically speaking, the horses. And who is the rider? The elderly, because of all these points that I have just highlighted before you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am saying good evening to you because you have been left in darkness by the previous speaker. We are not going to be dazzled by the razzmatazz of those gifted with eloquence who start by quoting the Bible and tell us about heaven, where I don't intend to go because I'm not a Christian. I've got my right to believe. Mr. Speaker said, here we are defining our motion as we are opposing the motion that young people of today are the horses. We now move with the motion that rather they are the riders. When we say development, we mean an event constituting a stage in changing situation by means of growth and maturing. And when we say riders, we mean those who are in control, who dictates the pace of a situation. So we cannot safely say that young people of today, members of the jury, are horses, yet we can see their implementation that they are doing each and every day. My respected adjudicators, I present to you the exhibit that the fact that they are here shows that they are in control, they are defining the development they want this 21st century generation wants to be. If you are a horse, you would not have been here, but you are here because you want to define and you want to redirect the development of this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of implementations and initiations that have been put in place by young people. We can start by this group that I'm facing. You are my evidence, members of the jury. We are defining development by the fact that we are implementing societal transformation by the means of peer education, whereby we are teaching people, reducing the statistics of abortion, reducing the statistics of suicides, reducing the statistics of people who are dying because of HIV and AIDS. Innovation that has been made, we can refer to Uber, that has been invented by a young person like me and yourself. We can refer to creativity in our country where music has been implemented by young people, urban groups and Zimdanso. Imagine a country without music. Music is taking us where words cannot take us. We have got technology that has been implemented by a young person, Mark Zuckerberg, where businesses are using these platforms, B2B and B2C, business to business marketing and business to customer marketing, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, young people are the revolutionary of economy. They are starting startups, they are entrepreneurship, they have the ability to start and manage a business. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot be led into darkness, yet we have got political revolutionaries. We have got SRC in our schools.
The economically active people between the ages of 18 to 30 have no control of the processes that bring about growth or progress. Now, as the main stance for the affirmative delegation stands as follows. The young people of today are the horses in today's development due to the bias orientated towards the adults, rendering them without control or power in today's development. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker from the non-affirmative delegation spoke about how riders detect the pace. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not in power, you may not be able to detect the pace of how the development is going to take place. Now, taking reference from what my first speaker has already said, he talked about the metaphorical representation of this motion, whereby the horse is the one that is doing all the work, whilst the rider is the one in position of power. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, how then are young people, the riders in today's development, when they do not have the positions of power, where they can implement their ideas to the fullest extent? Ladies and gentlemen, take note that I'm not denying the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, that young people have taken a part in today's development. My colleague and I's argument is that to the extent to which we have been able to be given the chance to implement our ideas has been limited by the current system, which has put blockades and limitations to how we will be able to fully experiment on our ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker from the non-affirmative delegation, I believe, did not fully understand what we said when we spoke about tokenism, whereby young people are brought in and they are said to do such and such and such, A, B, C, D, but then at the end of the day, if their ideas are not in coherence with the current system's ideas, they will not be implemented to the fullest of their ability. Therefore, he spoke about how we are here, therefore it is a representation of young people taking part in today's development. But, ladies and gentlemen, the fact stands that there is a smoke screen that is being put whereby, as my first speaker has already said, there will be people that will be said, we have young people here, therefore they are partaking in today's development, when in actual fact, they will not actually be reaching their fullest extent, as the people in power, the riders in this case, which we have already defined as the elderly people, will not be able to really give them the room to be able to fully experiment and fully implement their ideas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have advanced technologically, we have advanced creativity, we have developed creativity in its vast ways. But I can give you a very simple example, music as itself. Some of you listen to rap music advanced by people called Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. and closer to home, Zimdanso by people like Winky D. Ladies and gentlemen, the sport in itself has developed because of young people. Look at Germany 2014. They brought an all-youngsters team, including the coach itself. And then 4 years later, listen to what France did. They brought a younger team with people like Mbappe, and then they won the World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, peer educators. Aren't you riders of a social development? Are you a horse? If you're a horse, let's agree to not accept the portion. Ladies and gentlemen, I started by talking about John Stever. John Stever created what we call Techno Hub. In Harare, we have what we call Harare Hub. These people go to sit at UN, these people. And because of what they discuss, the development of just young people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the vast majority of the economy. We detect what the economy is. And if we fail, the economy fails. Ladies and gentlemen, where will I be if I don't talk about Mark Zuckerberg and his creation of Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, and also my favorite, LinkedIn. All these were created by people under the age of 40. Are these horses or riders of development, my kid? Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite topic is politics. And who is riding politics these days? The president of France is Emmanuel Macron. Look at the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who advocated for the rights of women, for women to drive for the first time in Saudi Arabia. And he put a cinema for everyone to watch for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you by this statement. Riders are thriving to achieve the accomplishment, even if it costs them a great deal of sacrifice. But their sacrifice will be their reward.